Every angle, unfortunately, as we go live, every angle makes me look fat.
You and me both, Mike.
Welcome to the show, presented by the Choir.
Mike, how the heck are you, sir?
I'm doing good, man. The loss didn't bother me as much as it bummed me out about, next Saturday is my birthday. So it
Yeah.
was going to be like the showdown. We could bring it to within one game, and then we see what happens. It was like a big game coming up, and it was on my
Mm-hmm.
birthday, and I was going to sit and watch it and get ready for the article and get pumped up like it meant something. And now it's just kind of like, I don't want to give anything away. We're in the playoffs. We're not going to catch them. They're not losing the last three, and we're not, going to win the last three. Like, they're not losing the last three. We may win the last three, but they're not going to lose the last three games. So it's like, it just puts a damper on that was the build up to that game. Okay, let's see how good the Eagles are. Let's see how good Dallas is. And, they just, a lot of injuries on Dallas. They're kind of beat up, and
They're key
Jaguars were up and
spots.
coming. Jaguars are on fire, and so it just, unfortunately they got us in. They were able to come back, and we weren't able to hold them off. After we came back again, and I'm not really down on the game as much as I am. It ruins this buildup of the week of talking to our buddy Tom, who all the Cowboys fans hate, but we love the guy. He goes a little overboard with this QB love, and he did it with Wentz, he does it with Hurts, and that's fine. Get it, while they're doing good, but overall, it would have been fun to go back and forth with them this week. Like, oh, we'll see how, I know you're scared now. It ain't Cooper Rush. You got to face Dak now. You better win your other games because you ain't beating us with Dak. And now it's like, who cares? Like, why would Eagles show us anything? Like, let us win. Who gives a shit? They got the 1 seed taken up. They don't want to give anything away in case we play them in the playoffs, So it just put a damper on that.
Funny thing about Tom, shout out to Tom Steaks. Before I say what I wanted to say, somebody was making fun of him and like about him being a rapper, and I went and checked out his YouTube channel. He's actually a pretty decent rapper. He's got some good beats, got good lyrics. But when he came on the show, I don't know if he remembers this. I don't know if he's listening, but if I'm pretty sure, Mike, we have audio of him saying that he would rather have Dak Prescott as the quarterback than Jalen Hurts. Of course, that was last year, right? A lot can change in a year, but if he keeps like poking the bear, I might have to unleash that and show his true colors.
Yeah, break him with it. But he said he made sure he put this year Hurts has played better than Dak Prescott. And for what Hurts is asked to do, which is a different type of thing, they run a triple option mostly, but basically. And for what Hurts is asked to do in that, he's done that better than what Dak has been asked to do. I won't go as far as to say he's a better quarterback because, we'll get into it on the show sheet. But I'm not going to go that far. But he's outplayed almost every quarterback this year. You got to give him those props, and that's coming from somebody who thought he'd be a good backup, but I never thought he'd be a quality starter in the league.
Yeah. I'm curious, Mike, before we get into our discussion tonight, if Dak were on the Eagles, Hurts were on the Cowboys, do you think much would be different, if anything at all?
Well, I think Eagles would run a different offense, but they'd be a juggernaut. Dak, with that offensive line, with A.J. Brown and Smith and Goddard for most of the year, and he would probably make Watkins really, really good. I don't know how Hurts would fit in Kellen Moore's offense. I don't think that would work out well. So I think they do different things. I think Sirianni would play a different. They wouldn't run the triple option with Dak,
Mm-hmm.
So they would run a different style of offense, but that team would be almost unbeatable with Dak as a quarterback. And they are now with Hurts running his style of offense. So
yeah,
it's just different what they do. But I wouldn't want Hurts in Kellen Moore's system. I don't think he could throw well enough to do that. And I wouldn't want Dak in the triple option. So, just how it is. They wouldn't play as well on the opposite teams.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I agree. Well, to those who are watching with us, Mikey kind of spoiled it. And of course, if you're watching, you can see it here. But a bit of a show announcement. Mike and I, this show is now represented by WagerWire. We're happy to be part of that team. It's a great opportunity for us.
Yeah, I like. Dude was cool. I liked meeting him. You got to give me a break. I have coworkers. I still don't remember their names.
Yeah.
So I'll get the name down. I was actually supposed to talk to him about articles. Couldn't remember his Twitter at. And I've been so bit like I barely did wheelchair. I normally do wheelchairs at least a month in advance, getting them, to make sure you have them secured for the trip. I just did them today and we leave next Monday. It's been a lot, dude. It's been busy lately. Man, I can't wait till I woosah and can calm down and work a couple days a week, not this fucking 5-6 days. Pardon my language, WagerWire.
Yeah, well, I just wanted to. I meant to announce it on Friday a lot when we did our, Jaguars preview show, but I forgot, and then we had that quick hitter episode and everything, so it just kind of passed me. But I wanted to make sure to announce it today, man. But yeah, thank you to WagerWire for giving us the opportunity. And Mike, before we get into our discussion tonight, let the people know where they can find you on Twitter, sir.
At CD Piglet, guys, nice and easy.
Guys, I'm Paul Ryan. You can find me on Twitter at Paul_Ryan15. Well, of course, guys, we have to start off the show with one topic and one topic only. Meatless Monday. Mike, I know I'm not going to spoil it for the listeners, but tell us what was on the menu today.
It was a bad day for Meatless Monday. So what had happened was one of the people that we have the house rented out to different rooms, and one of the people was like, hey, I'll buy pizza, for the whole house. That way, because I was going to go to the store and get stuff so I could do my Meatless Monday thing and everything. I didn't have it. And I was pretty exhausted from work. And so he was like, hey, I'm just going to get a bunch of pizza. Don't worry about it. And he's like, just get a cheese. And I was like, nah, just get your regular thing. I'm not going to have them pay extra to get a damn cheese pizza nobody else wants when you're getting like, an Everest, which is like an ultimate combination. And there's an all meat that they're getting, like specialties. And I'm like, yeah, throw in, $10 to get me a cheese. Like, yeah, I'm not going to do that. So I had a couple of slices and that was good for me. And then, this morning, I think I had a glucose drink. Like, that was it. That's all I've had time to do. Not an exciting Monday.
The plain cheese pizza, man, I feel is underrated, bro.
It's great. It's just, man, like, he was already with wings and everything. I wasn't eating the wings, but with all the pizza, you're talking like, it was like a $70 order, dude. And I was like, I'm not.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Mountain Mice is expensive. It's really good, but it's expensive. And we get like the specialty pizzas with additions, extra sauce and wings are hell of expensive right now. So it's like, it's an expensive ass order. So me going, oh yeah, add me a cheese. Like, no, bro, just eat the friggin' pizza and be happy. Do a meatless day.
I'm curious, Mike, for $70, how many pizzas does that get you?
It was 2 large specialties, the wings, the sauces, and I think there was what, 12 or 24 wings. I'm not sure. Buffalo, blue cheese, but yeah, one of the specialty pizzas is like 27.
Yeah. How are the wings?
I don't know how much they are, but their wings are expensive, and they're the bone.
No. How are they?
They taste like buffalo wings. Their pizza's better than their wings. Just they like the wings, so they get it. I don't even eat the wings anymore. I was like, tried one, and I was like, okay, I wouldn't pay for those. I make better.
Gotcha. Yeah. Buffalo wings are always, man, when they're good, they're really good, but when they're mediocre, they're really bad, actually.
Yeah, they're just, man, there's something to dip into the blue cheese, basically.
Yeah. So you're a blue cheese guy, not a ranch guy?
I actually do neither. I don't need either dipping sauce. I'll just eat the wing. But if I was using one, I would do ranch. But the person who bought likes blue cheese, and so we get blue cheese.
Yeah, exactly. The dealer's choice, right?
Yes, exactly. Beggars can't be choosers.
Yes, sir. All right, Mike, let's get into some football here. Let's just get right after it, man. Was this loss on the defense or the offense?
Okay, obviously it's a mix because the 2 turnovers didn't help things from the offense.
Yeah.
But the defense overall, they had a 27-10 lead. Which if you remember after the Green Bay game, they were like, we're not going to blow a lead like that again, yada, yada, yada. They gave 500 total yards, 34 points were on the defense, 311 passing yards, 192 rushing, 7.2 yards per play, and they gave up 3 touchdowns and 4 trips to the red zone. So
yeah,
the defense was just flat out bad. They weren't even great in the first half, and they only allowed 7 points, but they weren't great in the first half. And then the second half, they just got smoked. So, yeah, I would definitely, if you were giving me a percentage, it would definitely lean more on the defense's fault than the offense.
Yeah, I mean, that third quarter proved to be the difference maker, dude.
It was pretty shocking. I have some stuff later on that talks about it, but it was not a good night for the defense.
You know, we don't want to put it all on the defense, Mike, because I don't know, this series here could have easily been the difference maker as well. But did you feel that the series at the end of the fourth quarter cost us the game?
I don't think it cost us the game. There was too many factors. You know what I mean? Like the defense got roasted, you know, so to put it on like, well, the offense should have made him use that last time out. Well, I'm like, dude, like they could have just got a stop. You know, they did get one, and then we got the ball back and we couldn't get a first down. But that's kind of a thing now. You know, almost every game at the end, you get a stop, and then if it's under 2 minutes and they have 3 timeouts, you know that it's likely going to be a punt, and then you got to do your job. And the defense did it. And then the offense had 2 turnovers. The last one ended the game. So I just can't blame it on that last series, you know, because if they don't have a timeout, they play things different than the fact that they did. So you don't know what they were going to call differently during the drive if they didn't have the timeout available.
I don't know, man. I mean, yeah, I agree with you. It's just the fact that on that last series, we lose 3 yards. We don't even gain any yards. And I just felt like the play calling, man, was terrible.
That I don't know. Okay, we're about to get into Kellen Moore, so we'll talk about it then. But that weird that friggin' trips shotgun run that they just, you can't run any run like 20 times in a game, dude. Like that was crazy. I felt like they legit ran that play 10 to 15 times. The same play, like same formation, everything. I'm like, you can't do that. Like even if the look says, hey, they're trying to take away these 3 receivers, they're overloading 4 to that side. Let's run this here. You can't just run that and the defense knows what you're running. Like it's not going to work. And they ran that play to death.
It just sucked, man, because it would finally look like Noah Brown and Dak were starting to click right at these last 2 weeks. You know, Noah Brown having 2 touchdowns, but then that 3rd down 10, like Hail Mary throw at the end of the fourth quarter, he drops it, which was I don't know, was he out of bounds when he did catch that, or was he inbound to get pushed out of bounds? I can't remember.
He probably would have been out of bounds. I don't think he would have got that in.
Yeah, but then the last play, man, I mean, as long as he's been in the league, I'm surprised that I don't know, has he just never been a hand catcher? I mean, he waited for the ball to come to him and it bounces off his chest, and we know what happens then. But I was just kind of surprised that he didn't like attempt to catch it with his hands. He like just waited for it to come to him.
Yeah, it's when you're not a natural catcher, that's what happens. He's a hard worker and he's a developed guy, but he's not a natural catcher. So yeah, that he's going to wait for the ball to come in. It's going to bounce in on him, get picked off, return for a pick 6, and then everybody will blame Dak Prescott. But I was glad Noah Brown went to his Instagram and was like, I effed it, you know? Nobody else but me. I blew the game. And it's like, you didn't really, but I understand what he means. Like in the end, he did the last thing that cost them the game.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, Mike, I know you were holding back there, but talking about Kellen Moore, has he coached his way out of Dallas?
It's the crazy thing about it is his first half was unbelievable.
Dude,
He was
so good.
killing it. In the first half, he had drives of 8 plays and a punt. So yeah, it ended in a punt, but 8 plays is that's a good drive. 6 plays TD, 10 plays TD, 11 plays TD, a 4-play punt, and then halftime. Like, what a first half that is.
Yeah.
That is elite. His run game was working. His pass game was working. Like, everything he called worked. And then minus the first drive in the second half, and the one to take the lead when they lost the lead, the real crucial one. Minus those 2 drives, he basically got shut out. In the second half, he had 4 plays, punt, 2 plays, interception, 3 and out. The TD drive, 3 and out, interception. Like, it was just bad second half. I don't know what happened, but and like I said, that running that one play when it was trips and shotgun handoff to the running back, like, you can't run up one play like 15 times. That's crazy. Yeah. So yeah, overall, it ended up being a bad night for Moore on what started as, like, he looked like untouchable, and then.
Yeah, I mean, this is probably recency bias, Mike, but emotions being high and everything. No, I actually did the show sheet after the game. I didn't actually kind of do the research until today, but I think everybody but Dan Quinn has coached their way out of Dallas, man.
I can't disagree with you.
Go ahead. Sorry. No, I was just going to say, and then even you look at the defense yesterday, the last couple of weeks. I mean, I know we've been injured, but people were kind of questioning, is Dan Quinn, kind of regressing? I don't agree with that, but at the same time, would it be a shocker to see the entire coaching staff be fired next year after this year?
If Tampa Bay beats them in the first round, yeah, I think everybody will go.
Man, that'll be interesting, Mike. All right, so sticking with the defense here, has our defense been figured out? Are we overrated or banged up?
It's definitely injuries.
Yeah.
Just look at it this way. Take any team and remove their best linebacker. This last week, LVE had a stinger. Thank goodness it wasn't a neck issue. It was a right shoulder stinger. Right. Your best one technique, your cornerback 2 and 3, and then see how good you play. Like, it is what it is. You have your 2 of your main interior guys that help you with the run and cover over the middle, and they're out, and then your main slot corner and your second outside guy outside Diggs is out. Parsons, Tank, and Curse have been beat up the last month to 6 weeks. So I think the defense is pretty beat up right now, and the wear and tear is showing on them.
It just sucks, Mike, that we overcome so much adversity with having Cooper Rush start those games, and then now like the injury bug is getting to us, man. And we're having what I would like to think was a pretty special season, but the injury bugs, man, it's hard to beat that.
Yeah, that's been our biggest deficit this year. I mean, if you look right from the beginning, Tyron Smith, Michael Gallup coming back off one, Steele hurt, LVE hurt, Hankins hurt, Brown hurt, Lewis got hurt early, like Barr's missed a few games. It's been brutal.
Dude, Barr was awful yesterday, bro.
Yeah, Barr showed why LVE is más importante.
But I would like to see Barr. I meant to look up his snaps percentage like every game and everything, but I wouldn't mind seeing him getting reps with the starters, kind of a full week of practice with the starters and everything, and maybe his role kind of being different. But yeah, he was so bad yesterday.
Yeah, he doesn't have the acceleration and speed to do what we need him to do there. He's always seems to be a step behind.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Speaking of being a step behind, Mike, what happened to our pass rush yesterday?
Again, injuries. And like, for example, LVE and Hankins add nothing to the pass rush. but
Yeah.
they're great run defenders.
Mm-hmm.
So if a team can run like the Jaguars did for 192 yards, your defensive end and your D line have to stop that first. They have to help secure the middle with LVE and Hankins gone. So that slows them down.
Mm-hmm.
And then, so it takes an extra tick to get to the quarterback because you're worried about the run. Then your slot cornerback and your outside cornerback are injured. So now people are getting open faster.
Yeah.
So a combination of you hesitating an extra second because you want to make sure nothing's going on in the run game, and then them getting open a second quicker, and it's just not a good combination for a good pass rush. It is what it is. It's not going to work out. If you can get open and the pass rush is slowed down a little bit by a good run game, it's going to impact any pass rush. Then add to that, DeMarcus Lawrence has injuries everywhere listed on the injury report, and Micah Parsons seems to have been slowed down. Dorrance Armstrong was in a walking boot after the Colts game. After the Colts game, he was in a walking boot. So it's like they're just really beat up, unfortunately.
Yeah, and kudos to Doug Peterson, though, for making the adjustments at halftime, because we saw a lot of misdirection, a lot of quick release. And just adding to that, man, Trevor Lawrence was just so good yesterday. And you talked about it on Friday, Mike. I mean, their offensive line, they proved how good they are against us, man, because they were unbeatable in that second half.
Yeah, they Lawrence barely even got touched. It was impressive.
Yeah, I mean, I really, though, Doug Peterson, the way he was using Jamal Agnew and everything, man, that was impressive.
Yeah, he's a good play caller. I'm glad he's not in Philadelphia anymore.
Yeah, man, the Jaguars, dude, they're going to be a very, very fun and dangerous team, man, moving forward.
Yeah, they are. They need to go out and spend money while they got Lawrence on these next 2-3 years cheap.
Yeah, because he's going to be like, man, he might be the first three. No, I shouldn't say the first, but he probably will be getting a contract in like the 300 millions, dude.
He's going to get paid for sure. It's good to see him living up to the first round billing.
I actually, what's funny? It's when he was when we took the lead and they got the ball in the fourth quarter, they were kind of making that run for that first field goal attempt, and he fumbled the ball. I genuinely felt bad for him because he was having such a good game. I'm like, I hate for his game to end that way. Of course, I'm glad that I thought we were going to win, but I was like, man, I hate that his game ends that way.
Yeah, I know. I wish that was how it ended, Unfortunately, he was able to bounce back, go get a field goal, and tie the game. But, yeah, at that moment, I was like, man, I hope that's the end. But it ended up, unfortunately, not being.
No, it did not. All right, Mike, who is the Dallas defense missing more? You touched on a couple of people, but Anthony Brown, Jonathan Hankins, LVE, we saw the effect that Dorrance Armstrong missing had. But of those three, Anthony Brown, Jonathan Hankins, or LVE, who are we missing most?
I would throw Jordan Love in there because
or Jordan Lewis.
Jordan Love. Packer game is on. Jordan Lewis. I would throw his name in there because Bland's been great, but we could have had Bland on the outside. Jordan Lewis slot. And so if he was available, he'd probably be my answer. I'm going to say LVE though. I mean, Barr just did not look good. So that makes me nervous in the run game. We were stopping the run really well, and then the Jags all of a sudden put 192 on us with LVE out, and Hankins obviously, but LVE also helps in the coverage aspect, and so the fact that he's dual on that, I got to give him the advantage. We're going to miss him most.
Yeah, for me, Mike. I mean, we saw what happened with Kelvin Joseph yesterday, but to me, it's without a doubt, it's Anthony Brown, just that veteran experience on the outside. We know he's been getting beat just about every game this year, but his absence is missed.
Yeah, it's apparent. You can tell
apparent, yes.
When you watch, that things are not going well there.
No, it's not. That leads us to our next question, Mike. Did Kelvin Joseph deserve to get benched?
You know how I thought I'd answer this? He hasn't played well enough for me to go, oh man, you got to keep him in there.
Yeah.
So if he hasn't done that, then yeah, he's played bad enough to deserve to be benched because he hasn't stood out enough to like be defended not benching him.
Man, that double move that Zay Jones put on him, dude, to get that 58-yard TD was so nasty.
It was brutal. And it changed momentum big time.
Oh, yeah, no doubt. But I don't know. I mean, young guys are going to get beat, but I think it's better to let them have that experience and see how they react to it.
Yeah. Yeah, I understand that. It is, man,
And
I
then
don't
in
like
addition, when you think about the guys behind him, you know what I mean?
yeah, I don't really like Wright either, so it makes it extra tough. But KJ, I can't say he's done enough to deserve a spot. So that means I can't say he shouldn't be benched because I don't believe he's done enough to earn a spot yet.
Yeah. All right, Mike. This question was by you. It's kind of a question that we've brought up a few times over the last couple of weeks, but talking about Dak, is Dak still a top 10 quarterback?
It's because I wanted to look over like what 10 I had. So I said yes. I got Mahomes, Hurts, Allen, Burrow, Rodgers, Brady, Lamar Jackson. Those are my 7 that are like, okay, these are clearly playing well this year and up. Well, Brady and Rodgers aren't playing well, but when it comes down to it, you trust them, to do their thing. I got Dak after that, so he's 8, but it's close because Herbert, Tua, and Trevor Lawrence are all coming for that top 10, and so he needs to play up to it because he could be out of the top 10 starting in next year.
Yeah. For me, Mike, I've got some stats here, but since Dak returned from injury on week 7, here's where he ranks among other quarterbacks statistically. He's 11th in pass yards, 4th in pass TDs with 17, first in interceptions, obviously not good, but a completion percentage over 70% with 200 attempts or more, 3rd in yards per attempt with 7.8, and a 6-2 record with both losses coming in overtime after having a double-digit lead at halftime.
He's playing well. Like I said, the offense this game, they threw a couple turnovers. I understand that, but they also whooped up on Jacksonville. Like they did their part. So, yeah, I mean, minus one bad throw that Dak made where he shot it over Schultz's head and it was picked.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty flawless game for him. I'm not putting that Noah Brown one on him. Obvious, that ball was dead in the middle of his hands and he just flat dropped it. So I'm not going to put that one on Dak, but overall he's played pretty damn well.
Yes, sir, he has. I don't know, man. It's people were trying to blame that throw, the throw to Noah Brown on Dak, trying to give Dak this loss, and I don't understand it.
He's not white.
Oh, wow.
It's a lot of it. Honest to God, there's a lot of people that just, which is weird because Antonio Romero was not white either, but he looked white. So they love the Hispanic guy that looked white, and they raise him up a little bit more than what he was, although he was a great quarterback. They make him out like he was some super winner and dominant, and he was not. And then they crap on Dak, which is whatever to me, but man, it blows my mind.
All right, man. We're gonna move forward here. You mentioned a name that I was very shocked to hear you say. You mentioned Lamar Jackson, but I assume he's on this list for you, Mike. But how many quarterbacks would you take over Dak for the next 5 years?
My list is Patty Mahomes, Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, Trevor Lawrence, Justin Herbert, and Fields. I do not have Lawrence on there, or Lamar Jackson. I don't have Lamar Jackson on there. I don't want to play that style. And I believe that if Fields had better weapons, he wouldn't have to play that style, although he's great at it. And
Yeah.
then I didn't have Tua or Hurts because I worry about, is it Wentz in 2017 again? Remember Carson Wentz, the unbelievable third down killer, best quarterback, top 5.
Yep.
And then after that year, he just continued to decline. So Tua and Hurts are having great years. I got to see him do it again. Because I've seen their other years as passers, and they're not what Dak is as a thrower of the ball. So I wouldn't take those two, but in a year or two, I might, and then I'm not going to take Lamar Jackson because I don't want to play the running style like that. So that's my list. Mahomes, Allen, Burrow, Lawrence, Herbert, Fields. Those are the ones I'd take over Dak.
Why Fields over Dak?
Athletic ability, young and cheap, big arm. I like what he's doing with limited resources in Chicago. So I'm projecting over the next 5 years, I think Fields will be really good. I think Trevor Lawrence will be really good. Obviously, Burrow and Herbert, and then Allen, Mahomes are already top of the league, so that would be my list. And I'm not going to take Aaron Rodgers or Brady because they're older. So you're talking the next 5 years.
What is it about Josh Allen that you like more than Dak?
Bigger arm. I seen him play up and win. Well, no, it's not true. He lost the one playoff game. I don't know. I like his mobility more. I like his arm more. I feel like he has the same turnover thing that Dak has had this year. He has those high turnover things. But I don't know. I'll take the arm and the ability to play in Buffalo and throw in that weather and everything.
That's fair.
That's close, but I'll take him over Dak. The last year of playoffs, how he was playing was better than anything I've seen Dak do. So I took Allen.
Fair. For me, Mike, the only quarterbacks, to answer the question, how many quarterbacks would I take over Dak for the next 5 years? And these are the only quarterbacks I'd want over Dak. Patrick Mahomes, Joe Burrow, Trevor Lawrence, end of list.
Not even Herbs, huh?
He hasn't even made it to the playoffs.
That's true, but man, he's
dealt with a lot of injuries and stuff, but I don't know. You talk about, you want to see your quarterbacks elevate and everything. He had an opportunity to go take his team to the playoffs last year against the lowly Raiders last week of the season, and they blew a tremendous lead.
Yeah, you're absolutely
couldn't get it done.
Right. I know
he's still young and everything, but man,
I don't hate that. I don't have an argument that says, "Oh, Herbert is clearly better for the next 5 years." So I'm not going to pretend to even make that.
Joe Burrow has shown what he can do when the cards are stacked against him. With that offensive line last year.
Mm-hmm. I think Burrow is special.
Yeah, stud, dude.
Yeah. So yeah, I got to put him above.
Man, you think about this quarterbacks we're going to have, like with Justin Fields, Trevor Lawrence, Joe Burrow, and of course you've still got Josh Allen, Mahomes, and Dak, and a healthy Lamar. The NFL's in a real good place right now, dude.
The AFC is in a really good place. The AFC.
You don't think not the NFC, huh?
Well, every quarterback you named was AFC except for Dak.
Yeah, but I mean, when you look at the teams, look at the Panthers, they're a quarterback away. Look at the Commanders, they're a quarterback away. And then there's some good quarterbacks in this class coming up. So,
yeah, I agree. I just mean right now it's not. But yeah, definitely.
Yeah, no, you're right.
I expect them to restock in the NFC going forward.
Yes, sir. All right, Mike, I know it's Monday Night Football. Give us the score update.
24-12, Green Bay's up with 11 minutes to go in the fourth. There's some kind of flag. I think Ramsey might have got a turnover, but there's a flag on the field. So they're sorting that out right now.
But Green Bay currently has the ball.
Yes, Green Bay currently has the ball unless Ramsey just picked it off or recovered a fumble.
Got you. All right, Mike. Looking at the playoff teams, where does Dallas rank? And are we doing NFC and AFC, or how are we?
Yeah, I did both.
Okay.
For me, I had KC, Buffalo, Philly, San Francisco, Cincinnati, and then Dallas. I think Cincinnati's playing at a higher level than we are, and then that they did against us in week 2. I think they've kind of
Yeah.
found their groove, and they're playing there. So that's my list. I got us 6th.
Yeah, their offensive line is definitely playing a lot better. And then, they've got a healthy Jamar Chase, a healthy T. Higgins, Tyler Boyd, and Joe. And they've got a dynamic running attack with Samaje and Joe Mixon.
Yeah, that line coming together was the last. They just needed time. They put a lot of money into it. They needed time to gel, and now that they're gelling, impressive.
Dude, that third quarter that they had against Tampa Bay was reminiscent of what we did at the Colts.
For real. Yeah, they whooped on them.
Yeah, they did. All right, Mike. So where does Dallas rank among playoff teams for me? I have Kansas City, Buffalo, Philadelphia, San Francisco. These are the only teams I think that are better than Dallas.
That's fair. I think the only one we had different was Cincinnati.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that one's just how they're playing.
And I can't even argue with you on that.
Yeah, we beat them, so it's fair to put us ahead, but I just feel like they're not the same team as they were that week.
No, they're a lot healthier than we are right now.
Yes, I agree.
And their defense looks like it's starting to kind of, turn a corner or make some plays,
Yeah, and that was the key last year. It was really their defense, and then Burrow would make a few special plays with Jamar Chase.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right, Mike, this is a question by me, but you look at this Dallas team and the state that it's in. Is this team good enough to win more than one playoff game?
All right. It's tough. They are. If they're healthy enough, they are. But here's the thing. The defense, if it's healthy, is good enough to shut almost any team down. When healthy, LVE, Hankins, And then on the other end, Dak could put 40 on almost anybody. Like,
oh, yeah,
the top defenses. So if everything clicks, we can Minnesota Vikings anyone, or we just wipe them out. The question is, do you believe in the coaching staff and the motivators to get the team to that point? I don't know. But I'll say, can they win more than one playoff game? Yes. Since the question is, can they? Yeah, they could go to a Super Bowl if everything clicked.
Do you think this team lacks motivation?
I think they don't come out with the fire that you'd like to see from a team. Like, it always seems like they like to get hit in the game first and then see if there's a way they can, move around that. Like, okay, let me see if I can now block your hit. Okay, now that I felt it, let me try to not go right through it, but try to maneuver around it where you can't hit me with it, And I'd rather have them just come out and put it on somebody every once in a while.
It's, when you say it like that, Mike, it's almost like they want to be the underdog, you know what I mean? And then be the underdog and prove everybody wrong,
Yeah, that feels like they live in that space well.
Okay, but is this team good enough to win more than one playoff game? I kind of have this layout, Mike, and I want to hear your thoughts on it. But if the playoffs started today, that means we'd be the 5th seed, and I think our path to the Super Bowl would go something like this: wild card, Dallas versus Tampa Bay. I think Dallas wins that, right?
It's winnable, but it's not going to be easy. That defense,
it's not easy, but it's winnable.
Yeah. It's winnable. The defense matches up well, and Brady is a killer. So.
And our offense matches up with that defense, right?
What's that?
Our offense matches up the way we're playing right now, as opposed to what we saw week 1 is, should easily beat that defense.
I got to see them do it. Tampa Bay plays our style. They can defend our style really well. So that would make me nervous. All
right. Divisional round, Mike. Dallas versus Philadelphia. I think we can win that game.
Yeah. You stop the triple option, you probably win the game. And I think they're good enough to do that.
Because, if it's more than likely, I think it would come down to Jalen Hurts versus Dak Prescott. And I think because of experience and just being a better quarterback right now, I think Dak would win that battle.
I believe that's very fair.
Okay. Then we move on to the championship round, Mike. Dallas for San Francisco. San Francisco being, arguably maybe right there on par with Philadelphia, if not for the quarterback situation, which with San Francisco's quarterback situation, I think we could win that one too.
Yeah, I think the team would really be motivated for that game. The way that
Oh
Niners
yeah.
punked them last time,
Exactly.
that team would be super motivated. I would love to get that matchup in the NFC title game.
That would be an interesting path, dude, because if we had that path to the Super Bowl and we were to win all those games on the road, I don't care what you cannot say anything about Dak Prescott.
No, not at all. That would be that only the people that are mad that he's not a white quarterback would be the ones still like, oh no, he has to win this game. He can't win a big game if he doesn't win the Super Bowl, blah, blah, blah.
I got you, Mike. All right, here we are with your views from the sideline, Mike. Is wide receiver our biggest offensive weakness?
Oh, that's rough. It's that or O-line.
Oh, wow. Still O-line, huh?
Yeah, because the way I look at it, if we're talking right now and into the future, our center left guard combo is starter quality. Nothing special.
Okay. Yeah.
Starter quality. Your right guard's best in the game. Your right tackle now with Tyron is at worst above average. Even at his worst, he's above average.
Yeah.
And your left side is above average. Tyler Smith is a above average left tackle, especially with
future
his
Pro Bowler, I would think.
Yeah. Oh, future, he's going to be excellent.
Yeah.
So, and then if you go into the future, you've got Steele there, probably Tyron still, and Tyler. But I don't know about your left guard. What are you going to do when McGovern goes? So, O-line's a worry. As far as wide receiver, like Lamb Gallup's a good one too, but they're missing a dynamic guy as the third guy, like real speed. Jalen Waddle or Tyreek Hill, who's on one friggin' team, which is crazy. OBJ, healthy OBJ. Something that, even if it was a tight end, like if you had a Darren Waller type tight end, you're missing that. But I don't know if that's all on wide receiver. Gallup, Lamb, Brown, and maybe Hilton's not terrible.
All right, Mike, I'm going to ask you two questions. One, do you think with a full off season, could Terrence still play either left tackle or left guard, do you think?
He could play either, but I don't think they want to move him with how he's developed at the right tackle.
Okay,
but
my
I
next
think
question is
he has the size to play either side, left guard or left tackle.
So for the next 3 years, how would you feel about this offensive line? Tyron Smith, right tackle. Zach Martin, right guard. Biotis, center. Tyler Smith, left tackle. Terrence Steele, left guard.
I'd like it, but we'd probably need to bring back Jason Peters, because what happens when Tyron misses at least 3-4 games? That's going to happen.
Yeah. Maybe we'll bring back Jason Peters or Connor McGovern.
Yeah, exactly. Shoot, we may need Connor McGovern, because I don't know if Steele could play left guard. So
yeah,
you hope he could, but he's not a great right tackle. He's a starter quality right tackle. So, do I really want him moving to left guard and hoping he can do it? Like, no, I don't.
I got you. All right, Mike. Here we are with one word. And this week, we've had a lot of Dak talk tonight, but we use one word to fill in this blank. Dak Prescott is a blank quarterback.
Favorable.
Okay.
So
I like that.
He's not perfect. He has his issues, but he's a great leader. He can make almost any throw and well enough. He's accurate. He reads the field well. He's great versus the blitz. He's getting interceptions this year, which is unlike him. He normally doesn't, but that's got to be a knock right now. So I can't give him great, but I'll give him favorable. There's a lot more to like to Dak Prescott than there is to not like as your future quarterback.
Yeah, Mike, for me, his leadership qualities have always been the difference maker for me. Always put him like a step above other quarterbacks in the league. Now with the physical attributes and everything coming together, Dak Prescott is a superior quarterback.
I'm good with that word. I think he's very good. I still have him in my top 10.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Both of us. All right, Mike. It's Christmas week. It's your birthday week. You got a trip to Disney, so you've got a good week to look forward to. I know you and I aren't kids anymore, so we don't really look under the tree for presents. For those of you who know me and my family, we don't actually celebrate Christmas, but I've had the pleasure of experiencing Christmas in the past, and who doesn't love getting gifts? That being said, I thought it'd be fun for us to have our top 5 things we'd want for Christmas or just for gifts. Because actually, my wife and I, we have an anniversary this month and things like that. So I won't be missing out on anything.
I will come up with stuff on the fly, but I did not have this on the show sheet. I didn't know we had a top 5.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I swear.
Oh,
Which
wow.
is fine. I mean, it's gifts. That's not a difficult one.
Yeah.
I can.
Oh, well, that kind of stinks, man, because I feel like had you had time to think and everything, you probably would have had a pretty interesting list, but I trust you to make it work tonight, Mike.
Yeah, I will. 5. It just probably won't be in the right order. Like I'll think of something else and go, oh, okay, we'll maneuver this down. I know what 1 is. 1's always the same one, or actually 1 and 2. All right, so 5, right? And give me it again.
Your top 5 things you want for Christmas. Number 5 on your list. You want me to go? You want me to start us off tonight?
So I can go do some 5 easy. Cash.
Oh, cash. That's a good one. Who doesn't love getting cash?
Got to pay off your Black Friday purchases.
Oh,
5 cash.
Oh, I like it, Mike. For me, Mike, I'm going with the I'm a big hat guy. I want one of those upside down Dallas hats that all the players wear, the Ben DiNucci brand stuff.
Upside down? I have not seen that.
Yeah, it's like a ball cap and it says Dallas, but the word Dallas is written upside down. You haven't seen those?
No, I need to look that up. I haven't seen that.
It's really cool, dude. It's a slick hat. You're a hat guy, right?
No, not really. I used to be. I have them lined up. I don't know where they are, and I have hats back here somewhere from Disney, but I haven't worn them for a long time. I wear a visor at work because I'm cooking, but I was told
you got a good head of hair, man. So I can understand why you wouldn't want to hide it under a hat.
I was told that's why I haven't shaved it all year. Because one of the ladies we worked with, who me and her aren't like a thing or anything, we're just you know her. She's a pretty young lady, and she was like, I was telling her I got to shave my head because it's hot. It was during the summer, and she was like, "You had better not shave that head of hair you have." And I was like, really? And she was like, no, for real. Your hair is awesome. And I was like, all right, cool. And so I kept this haircut from then on because you listen when someone says something, you go, take that in and go, hey, others might say that. Duplicate. Right. And you keep the hair.
Very true. Very true. I've always been complimented on my hair when like I'm getting a haircut and stuff. People are always like, man, you've got some really nice hair.
You got the mane.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right, Mike. Number 4 on my list. I would like some new clothes, man. My wife and I, we don't get to go out very much, but when we do, I like to dress up. I like to look presentable, especially when her and I are together or on a date night. I would like some new clothes, man, because I feel like when we go out, she looks better than me most of the time anyway. But I just feel like there are times when I don't compliment her very well, just because I don't know my clothes. I don't know. I'm not looking good. I'm not feeling good. Maybe is what it is,
Yeah. I feel you, man. I can't get into that story, but basically there's a story where I'm doing something before work coming up and I have to wear my work clothes because I'm going right from there to work. But my work clothes it's like jeans, my shirt underneath is black, and then a hoodie because it's cold.
Yeah.
Like, that's it, so it's pretty much my wardrobe anyway if I was going out, but it's just funny to go out to a kind of a bigger thing and then have to wear your work clothes to it and then go to work afterwards. Like, well, I don't really have a choice, unfortunately.
Exactly. I don't know. I feel like when you're trying to, like, if you had a date put together, I could see you getting like looking snazzy.
Bro, I went I don't. I wear this. I swear to God, people will literally go, "Did you just come from work? Because you're wearing the same." And I'm like, I have 6 pairs of pants, like 15
Yeah.
Disney shirts that I rotate, and like 15 of these that I rotate. Like it's Christmas now, so I have the Christmas one. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, so like I went and saw Avatar yesterday, and it was basically in the same. It looked the exact same as if I was leaving for work, except for the underneath shirt wasn't black. I always wear a black shirt to work to match the way back shirt.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, I mean, casual look, man. Nothing wrong with that.
No, that's basically all I got.
All right, Mike. What's number 4 on your list?
Man. Okay, think 4. I know the top 2 easy. What would the 4th one be? Oh, I could use clothes. Yeah, you know what's funny? I tell you guys, I'll make this my 4th one. Okay, so when you're young, you know you want the toys and the games and the stuff the cool stuff you ask for. And then you get like the spray bottle cologne and shampoo and a pair of sweats, and you're like, rip, oh yeah, this bullshit. You throw it back there. That ain't how it is when you get old.
No, it's
You'd
not.
be like, I need that axe spray or whatever your choice is, or I need another pair of thermals or some socks. And those
Yes.
come in, everybody gets those at Christmas. And so those come in. So I'm gonna call my 4th the essentials.
Hey, love it,
You
dude.
know,
That's a great one, man.
yeah, spray, shampoo, mouthwash, a pair of socks or a pack of socks, a pair of sweatpants, like that stuff. I love to get that now. As I don't need the video. You know what I do? I buy the video games. I have money. I'll buy the video games. You buy me all that bullshit I don't want to go get.
Yeah, I hear you there, Mike. The essentials, man, those are so underrated and underappreciated.
Oh, yeah, for real. And you hate them. When you're young, you're like, bullshit gift. Yeah, thanks. Really needed those.
Yeah,
Over
right.
and now, and you've said it so long that now nobody believes you when you're like, no, I love it. They're like, yeah, sure, you love it. We've heard that it's like, no, you don't understand. Like, for real, please get me those.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, Mike, I know you've got your top 2 set, but what's number 3 on your list?
Yeah, it just popped in my head right now because I was looking through. I was like, well, I love having Red Line, and they're expensive, and it's like liquid crack that you take for energy, and like glucose drinks or like food or whatever. Marijuana, man. What am I? Edibles, weed, some form of something to smoke would be excellent. That would be, yeah. Yep.
Shout out to Cali for having that stuff legal, man.
Oh, I know. I couldn't do Texas. How is that? You know what? We're not going to get political. Forget it. That's just
Please
crazy.
not. Please don't.
Crazy to me that's a thing that like they're like, no, you can't do this recreational thing that does whatever. 3 is weed, and I can smoke it here if I want to, or eat it.
Mike rubbing it in. All right, Mike, number 3 on my list. I love to cook, and I would love to have my own chef's knife, Mike.
Ooh, that is a great one. That is a great one. Bob Kramer is good. Wusthof for the younger, the up and coming. You can get a decent one for like $100, and they're really nice. Yeah, I have 4 chef's knives because I have different sizes and I'm weird. You only really need one, but I'm a psychopath, so I have 4 of them. That's a great one, Paul. Great gift.
Yeah, I'm hoping maybe if my wife ever listens to this episode, she'll write this down for our anniversary, or one of the anniversaries that we have coming up.
Yeah, well, now that we're sponsored, you take the money out of that, you buy yourself a chef's knife, and you go, hey, Mike, just so you know, you got me a chef's knife for Christmas, man. I go, awesome. All right, man. I'm glad to hear it.
Yes, sir. Shout out again to WagerWire, man, for taking a chance on us. That might have made probably the biggest mistake after 3 episodes.
Hey, just wait till you hear my top 2.
All right. Oh God. So number 2 on my list, Mike. I don't know if this counts, but man, not just for me, but for my wife as well. I would like for us to go on a road trip or a vacation.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's coming up for me, sir.
Yeah, dude. I'm super
Absolutely.
jealous. Super jealous. Super happy for you, though, man.
That's my spot, dude. And everybody's like, you don't do this or you don't do that. I'm like, I don't need to do that. I know where I want to go. I want to go to my
Right.
spot. I ain't rich.
Do you ever is like going to Super Mario World on like your bucket list?
No, my honestly on my bucket list though, it's one that I'll never attain. But on my bucket list is going to every Disney park. I've been
Oh,
to
okay.
Disneyland and Walt Disney World, but I'd like to go to Shanghai, to Hong Kong, to Paris. I'd like to go to all 3 of those.
Oh man, that'd be amazing, dude. Shanghai especially.
Just send me
Or
there.
Hong Kong. I mean, all 3 of those would be amazing. But just Asia, dude. I know that's on my wife and I's bucket list is going to like Japan or somewhere in Asia.
If you have my Instagram, I got my D23 gold member stuff in, and I put a video on my story for anybody that's watching as the Instagram, and they sent me these pins, and each park gets 1 pin. What a beautiful set, dude. That D23 program, which is I think it was 129 for 2 on Black Friday. It had a special. So I got 2 accounts for 129. And man, it's worth it for that pin set and the friggin' stuff they give you before all your, luxury stuff you get with it. That set of pins was beautiful.
Very cool. So what is that? That club?
D23 it's like a program. It allows you to like get certain merchandise before everybody else, which is a big thing for me. Get advance tickets to like Sweethearts Night or specialty tickets to the parks, and like it's like a big deal for Disney. And so now I have it, so I can put my little pins on that I got from them, and everybody will know that guy is one of the D23 gold members. And I go, yes, I am.
I got you. All right, Mike. Number 2 on your list.
Number 2 on my list is anything Disneyland trip related. So that would include cash, which was earlier, gift cards, Disneyland gift cards. Somebody planning a trip that I can go on works great.
Okay.
Like Matt Weston, Amanda, and their family, they want to go at the end of March and would like me to go with them. And I was like, hell yes, best gift you can give me. Like they're not nothing free. Like I'll pay my way. I have my own ticket. I'll pay my own food. Like just the fact that you guys are going and I could go with a group and have fun at Disneyland, best gift I can get. So yeah, number 2, definitely Disney related, whether it's the vacation, the gift cards, cash, any of that, anything going to Disneyland related.
Yeah. All right, Mike. Number 1 on your list.
Number 1 on my list would be sex, which should be number 1 on everyone's list. Obviously, sex. And if we're being real about it, I mean, let's just get wager wire going and show them what they're in for. Every guy wants a blowjob. That's what they want for their gift.
Oh God, come on, man!
I turned my chair on. See, look at me getting excited. Just over the thought of it. So yeah,
that edit button's gonna get some work.
Oh no, this is going in. You can't cut off my number 1. Blowjobs. You're gonna say sex.
Oh God, he says it again. He doubles down on. I'm gonna
presented by Wager Wire.
All right, Mike. Number 1 on my list. This is more so not just for me, but for my wife, my beautiful wife, and my beautiful son. A house. I want us to get a house, man. We've been trying for close to a year now, if not a year. I have no luck, but I would love nothing more than for us to get a house, man.
I know what you would love more.
No.
My number 1.
Oh, Mike, my mind's not quite in the gutter like yours is.
Yeah, well, I had to come up with it on the fly, and I was like, well, of course, that's an easy one. Like the fact that it didn't even make your list makes your list such bullshit.
Mike, I'm a married man.
His fake list. He knows what he wants.
Honestly, I wanted to put a Cowboys Super Bowl.
Oh, I can't believe that didn't get in mine.
I think it
Definitely.
on either one of our lists, dude. Isn't that weird?
That would be amazing. By the way, House, in serious note, of course, getting a place to live for you and your family, like your place, ultimate, dude. Like, yeah, that's a great one.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, Mike, man, it got a little raunchy here towards the end, but as always, I enjoyed our discussion tonight, sir.
Oh, we know you take it to a dirty place, dude. So we get it.
Well, Mike, while we're getting you out of here, remind the people they can find you on Twitter.
At CD Piglet, guys, nice and easy.
Excuse me. Guys, I'm Paul Ryan. You can find me on Twitter at Paul_Ryan15. We appreciate you joining us, and we'll see you guys next week.
Yeah, I bet you didn't think you were going to get the old sex as number one, did you?